Hey guys, so it's Sara again, and I am bringing you another book pairing. So for this one, it's going to be a little bit different because where I started with this was thinking about this time of year and holiday parties and family get-togethers and New Year's and all that kind of stuff. A lot of people do holiday punch. So with that, I was trying to think with holiday punch because you've got the ginger ale and the fruit and potentially some alcohol, depending on how you're doing your punch. I wanted to find a family dramedy and a book that's just really funny, you know, a little bit serious because it is family. And so as I was doing research to look at different books to pair with it, I came across this book, and it's by Jonathan Tropper, and it is called This Is Where I Leave You. And as I snort through saying that, it is hilarious. I was absolutely laughing out loud while I was reading this book. They did actually make a movie out of it, and the movie actually, they did a really good job, but Tropper actually helped write the screenplay for it, so obviously he, you know, stuck pretty close to the story. The parts that they changed, actually, I was pretty okay with, because stuff that got dropped, I didn't like as much. But the movie's really good. We have it at the library. It stars Nate Bateman, Tina Fey, Adam Driver, Dax Shepard, Jane Fonda, bunch of other big famous names, and it is hilarious. So essentially the setup for it is we are following Judd, who's the middle brother in this Altman family, and he has just walked in on his wife cheating on him with his boss on her birthday. He's bringing a cake, and then he gets the call that his dad has died, and his dad's dying wish is for the family to come together and to sit Shiva. So Shiva is a Jewish tradition, and when somebody dies, they take 7 days, and it's kind of, to my understanding, a little bit like a wake. So 7 days of the family being in their home, and those that knew the deceased can come and mourn and celebrate the life and just kind of come together for those 7 days. So the family's a little dysfunctional, a little crazy. So shenanigans ensue, and it's just insanity abounds. It's super funny. It's definitely an adult dark comedy. I would call it a dark dramedy. And with that, weirdly, it kind of made me think of my family, and my family is kind of crazy too. So I started thinking about the different stuff that we did growing up, and we did this drink because we were that kind of family. We didn't have soda in the house at all growing up. And part of that was because my brother's allergic to processed sugar. Part of that is just we're that family when it comes to like organics and no sugar and lack of dairy and all of that stuff. So when the family came together, it was kind of like a super special thing where we would get the Leedy version of soda. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make the Leedy version of soda, which is going to be obviously low sugar because it's not real soda. And then I'm going to kind of mash that up a little bit with holiday punch recipes, which typically are going to be bringing in ginger ale. And so I'm going to have 2 different drinks going, and here we go. So I've already got my 2 glasses out, and I had both of these in the fridge just to kind of keep them cold. And what's great about what I'm going to show you to do is that you can literally do this as like a one-off thing. You don't have to do a punch bowl because the holidays this year are probably going to be lower in numbers. And this is something that you can just do one-off. So our kind of fun thing is that we essentially would take a seltzer water and mix it with 100% juice, usually cranberry juice or something along those lines. And that was kind of like our fake soda. So what I'm going to do to kind of elevate that a little bit is a new thing I learned this summer from my new neighbor is instead of doing ice cubes, I've got 2 different options for ice cubes. So we're going to do a little bit of both. One of the things that she taught me was to, instead of use ice cubes, because obviously once those melt down, it can change the flavor and whatever else, is to actually use frozen fruit. So one of my favorite frozen fruits to use for this is actually dragon fruit. Dragon fruit's not really going to affect the taste so much because it's got a very kind of mild, not really there flavor. But what's really cool about them is because dragon fruit is such a bright magenta color, when you add liquid to it, it is going to turn outrageously pink. And that is, to me, extra fun because who doesn't want outrageously pink drinks? So that's one way to do the ice cubes. The other thing that I did, and again, this is kind of tying into that family punch component, is to take a juice and freeze it. So I mixed up some ice cubes. You can see my cute little honeycomb ice tray. And I mixed some orange and pineapple juice together because those are two really popular flavors when it comes to holiday punches. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some of those into one of them. Now I will say growing up, we did usually actually just use regular ice cubes because when you're using seltzer water, there's not a whole lot to water down because it's water with fizz. But I am still a big fan of seltzer. I drink it on the regular. It's something I keep in the house. I don't often do this drink with it, but I really had kind of forgotten that this was a thing that we did as a family until I started to think about the Altmans and holiday punch and just different things that my family did while I was growing up. All right, so we've got our ice in there. So next I am gonna go ahead and add the juice. So the juice that I decided to grab, and you can do this with any kind of juice. Cranberry is obviously a popular one, but I did a cranberry pomegranate because I just thought pomegranate might class it up a little bit, and cranberries obviously this time of year, cranberry flavors. So you don't wanna go too crazy because, you know, it's the soda component of it is you've got the seltzer just kind of deadening the cranberry a little bit, but also keeping it to, you know, our healthy little standards. So in one of them, I'm gonna go ahead and add the seltzer. I'm sure you guys are judging us, but it's all good. I love my seltzer. It's a nice, super healthy, because as you can see here, I did just a little bit of cranberry juice. I'm adding in that seltzer. You can see that lovely pink color coming from the dragon fruit. And it's just a fun, fancy, not crazy over the top, complicated drink that's also low in sugar, which, you know, we can probably always all use. All right, and in this other one, I'm gonna go ahead and instead of ginger ale, which is a very common thing when it comes to holiday punch, just about every recipe I looked up talked about ginger ale. I'm actually gonna use ginger beer. So ginger beer is, it's a misnomer. It is non-alcoholic. Ginger beer has no alcohol, they just call it ginger beer. And it is going to have less sugar in it because the emphasis is going to be put on the actual ginger flavor. So it's kind of like super hopped up, hardcore ginger ale. And I get extra spicy ginger ale or ginger beer because I really like ginger. And then as you guys have learned through these videos, I kind of like flavors to really hit me in the face. And so I'm a big fan of super spicy ginger beer. So I'm going to go ahead and add my ginger beer to this one. And so we've got a little bit of the cranberry juice. We've got that orange and pineapple flavors are going to be coming through from my ice cubes. And we've got the ginger beer. I'm going to go ahead and take a swig of that because, again, I really like ginger beer. Super good. And again, it's real simple. And both of these are going to be lower in sugar, definitely with the seltzer, a little bit healthier. And from the Leedy family to you guys, maybe a new drink you guys want to try out with whatever kind of gatherings you're getting into this winter.